No. Okay, we're live now. So, welcome to the Knees for Life Google Hangout. I am Bill, the knee pain guru, and I am the best in the world at eliminating chronic knee pain without drug shots or surgery. I am also a single father, and the babysitter called in today and is sick. So, guess what? We get to have a Google Hangout with my daughter, Evie. So, we got a great thing lined up for you today. We got the 3 biggest beliefs that keep knee pain around forever. I run into this constantly with people I get emails from, clients I work with, people I talk to on the street. They're these core beliefs that they stick with them, and as a result, it keeps them stuck from getting rid of their knee pain. So we're going to go over them today. We're also going to be working with a few Knees for Life Inner Circle clients. One of them specifically, his name is Jason. Jason is having some issues with his knees. He wants to get back and play basketball. So we're going to work with him live on the call here today to make sure that he has all of the tools that he needs, like right now, moving forward, to create the conditions in his body so the body can heal itself, and then create comfort, setting up the conditions so the body has all the tools it needs to eliminate the pain in his knees. So my whole approach is actually quite simple. There's 3 steps. The first is mindset. We got to get the mindset right. Then we look at water, nutrition, breathing, and then we look at creating comfort. And when we do those things in the right amounts, in the correct order, then the body's ability to heal itself happens very quickly. So this is my daughter, Evie, in case anyone was wondering, but we're going to kind of keep her in a place where she's happy. How about this? Okay. So we're going to go over now the 3 biggest beliefs that keep knee pain around forever. The first one, and I hear this an unbelievable amount, is everyone thinks their knee pain is different. Everyone wants their knee pain to be like that unique and beautiful snowflake. Are you going to be good? See the baby? No? You don't see the baby? Okay. Everyone wants their knee pain to be like this unique and special issue. And everyone gets different diagnoses of what's going on with their knees. Patella tendonitis, patellofemoral syndrome, chondromalacia, bone-on-bone, arthritis, osteoarthritis, whatever the diagnosis is. And that's, if you think of it from a very surface level, that's what the diagnosis is. It's all pain. And in order to really understand what's going on with knee pain, we have to go deeper. And when we look at knee pain, it's all the same. Like underneath the ground, we're looking at roots. And depending on what root it is, above the ground will determine what type of plant it is. But underneath the ground, if we address the roots of what's happening, we can address all that knee pain. And what I'm talking about is from a nervous system perspective. There's a neurological dysfunction. And I'll say that again, a neurological dysfunction that's going on that's creating the manifestation of pain in the knee. So it doesn't matter what the diagnosis is. If we understand that it's from the neurology, it's from the nervous system where the source of the pain is, then we can address the pain on any level. So this is very important, that we need to uproot this belief in order to be able to address the knee pain. That your knee pain is not different. The approach may be slightly different, but we still have to look at mindset. We got to get your head in the game so you can play. Water, nutrition, and breathing, the second step, so the body can have the tools that it needs to heal itself. And then the third is create comfort. And when we create comfort, we begin to rewire that neurology. Rewire that neurology in the body, the neurology in the knee, so then the knee doesn't hurt. It's a very simple and straightforward approach. So remember, that first one is my knee pain is different. The second biggest belief that keeps knee pain around forever is my doctor told me, and you fill in the blank. My doctor told me, and we go back to that diagnosis, where there's this belief that the doctor knows more than you about your body. Now, I will grant to the fact that we want to have a doctor's diagnosis first to make sure nothing is broken or torn. And the reason why we want to do this is we want to know if we have a solid foundation to work with initially. It's going to be very difficult to get the mindset right, do the water, nutrition, breathing, and create comfort in the body, in the knee, if something is broken or torn. So every time we do all of that, we create comfort, and then the bones catch a flap of meniscus, it's going to hurt. Or there's a torn ligament, it's going to hurt. So we're going to be limited as far as how well this approach is going to be able to address what's going on in the knee. But once we determine that nothing is broken or torn, once we know that we have a solid foundation to work with, then the principles apply. Mindset, water, nutrition, breathing, comfort. Mindset, water, nutrition, breathing, and comfort. And what that's going to do is that's going to it brings the body in a realm that, from my experience and from my understanding in working with clients over the past 15 years, including myself, that it takes it out of the realm of the conventional medical model. You have to fit into this paradigm. You have to fit into this construct that something is broken or torn in order for them to be able to help you. And once we've determined that nothing is broken or torn, you've gone to your doctor, you've had an X-ray, a CT scan, or an MRI, then say thank you very much and seek support elsewhere, because it creates a paradigm of pain management. And then you're in the chronic cycle of prescription drugs, pain-killing shots, and exploratory surgery to try to figure out why the knee hurts, when it's really the neurological dysfunction. The body is firing in an incorrect order. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. Sorry about that. 1, 3, 2, 4. It's firing in an incorrect order. 1, 3, 2, 4. 1, 3, 2, 4. And that neurology causes the pain. There's a tension pattern going on in the body. So we want to take the doctor's diagnosis for what it is. A diagnosis is nothing more than an educated guess. And we appreciate that. And we understand their expertise for what it is. And that's to determine that nothing is broken or torn in, the area of the knee that's injured. But for the most part, your body is going to know better than the doctor is. You're going to be able to point to it, like my daughter Evie, that if it hurts, she'll point to the part that hurts. And that's all we really need to know in this program, is where exactly it hurts, because once we understand where it hurts, now we can create comfort in that area. Simultaneously, while we're looking at the mindset, addressing water, nutrition, breathing, and then getting comfort in the body. Now we're going to move on to the third biggest belief that keeps knee pain around forever, and that is, I'm going to wait and see if it changes. I was actually talking to a gentleman yesterday, 33-year-old Jeff out of Utah, and avid skier, avid cyclist, and once he got to a certain elevation, there was this pain he'd get into, and then his IT band would tighten up, it would go into his hip, his lower back, and it was causing his problems, like this excruciating pain. And the idea is, and I know it from my own experience, being male, it's like, no? You don't want to do that? What do you want to do? You want to see the baby? No. Okay. We're not going to see the baby. You want fruit? You want water? Okay. We're doing the best we can here without the babysitter. Okay. So, Jeff had this issue. I told him everything I was talking about. He said, I'm the guy he wants to work with, but he wants to wait and see what's going to happen. Well, if you have wiring in your house that is not wired correctly, no matter how many times you flip the switch on and off, you're still going to have an incorrectly wired house. And that's what happens with knee pain. We try to, try to test the body, try to see if it's going to work. We're going to see if the pain changes. We're going to see, but the neurology is still firing 1324, 1324. And the pain is still going to exist because the neurology hasn't been changed. So we have to come at it from a different approach. We can't go from RICE therapy, which is rest, ice, compression, and elevation, to exercise without bridging the gap between the two. We have to bridge that gap. And there's a lot of little tiny steps between sitting on your butt and doing nothing, bless you, and exercise. So what happens is as we move up, we're going to get a distinct understanding of what's going on in the body. You're going to feel your body wanting to be pushed more. You're going to feel like your body wants to be tested. One of my clients, Drew, is at this place where we're in 4 months of a 6-month program working together. Full knee flexion, full knee extension. He's virtually out of pain, but he still has this, I'm not sure about it, but he's testing his knee more. He's pushing it more. And he realizes that it's not an actual physical experience of pain that he has right now, but it's that ghost from the past of what happened back in September and October for him that is causing the fear right now. So when we recognize that the body is safe, we've created the conditions through the mindset, the water, nutrition, breathing, and then looking at comfort, now we can edge closer and closer and closer to pushing the body like it wants to express itself. And if we do that too soon, we're going to throw it right back to step one. So we have to make sure that we systematically move towards that direction so the body knows it's safe to perform, that it's safe to come out, that it's safe to express. If we wait and see, then we're going to get very much the same of what we've been doing. So that's what I'm going to cover for today. The 3 biggest beliefs that keep knee pain around forever, and that's the first is my knee pain is different. The second is my doctor told me, and fill in the blank. And then the third one is I'll wait and see if it changes. So see if you fall in any of those categories. And if you do, then we need to talk. We need to get you on the right track. We need to figure out a strategy for you. And I'll tell you more about that at the end of the Google Hangout today on how you can begin implementing that. So, on to the next part, and Jason is on the call here. Jason, can you hear me? Here we go. Let's see if this is... Jason, are you here? I can see him. He may be muted. Hold on a second. Jason, are you here? I muted Jason. Okay, I'm great at getting people out of knee pain. but technology is not my friend sometimes. How about you? You my friend?
No.
You're not my friend? Okay. Let me see. Okay. Jason, I'm gonna kick you out if you can hear me, and you log back in to see if we can get you unmuted or get this to work. Okay, we're gonna wait for Jason to log back in here. So there is, let's see, I have, actually, this is a really, some cool feedback. A client contacted me, actually Vinny. Now, Vinny was one of the first people I worked with way back 3 or 4 years ago. And Vinny had his meniscus kept dislocating. And he had 2 surgeries on his meniscus to be able to get him to correct what was going on. Nothing fixed it, though. And then Vinny found me online. Vinny at the time was 33, 34 years old. He's a Border Patrol agent in Australia. And he had 1 son at the time. And I hadn't heard from Vinny in a maybe a year and a half, something like that. So he checked in with me over the Christmas holiday, and I just want to read this email he sent to me. Hey, Bill, I've been meaning to give you an update. I'm doing just great, pain-free. I'm the fittest I've ever been doing CrossFit for 3 years now. Deadlift 170 kilograms, so that's in excess of 350 pounds. Back squat at 135 kilograms, which is pretty close to 300 pounds. Running 8 kilometers with ease. Family is great, career's going well, and I'm competing for a promotion at the moment. He's got 2 boys now, 2 and 5, and doing a lot of camping and fishing together. The boys started doing capoeira this year, and I'm going to be joining them as well. I'm in that confident in my mobility and strength now. Great to see the pics of my daughter, Evie, and have a safe Christmas and a wonderful New Year. So that was just absolutely awesome to get from Vinny, because it was really sharing like how far you can come. Like where Vinny was now, he was depressed, he was stuck, he was in risk of losing his job, you know, and it's like that's where you start. And then you get into my program. And on the other side of it, you can't see that right now. I just want you to know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. And as long as, are you sad? No? You gonna come here? You see the baby? You see the right here? As long as you stick with the program, mindset, water, nutrition, breathing, and then comfort, the body heals itself. We remove the blocks that are in the way that are preventing the body from moving to a place of healing. And if you're doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result, it's probably not going to happen. Okay, I'm waiting for Jason to get back into, I hope. Okay, I have what was going on with Jason, and I'm going to see if I can. One second. Give me a break. Baby girl, come on. Give me a break just for a second. Just give Daddy a second. You're not going to give me a second, are you? No. Wait a second. Here. We got to send Jason another invite, I think. Hold on. Here we go. Okay. Just send Jason another invite. But the point of it is that the body has the capacity to heal itself. The body knows how to heal your knees. And if it's not, there's something in the way preventing it from doing so. See it, baby? No? You don't like that? One of the big things we've been working with one of the things we've been working with Drew on is the mindset piece. That is one of the biggest challenges. I don't care who you are, what you're dealing with, as far as knee pain goes, it's the mindset piece. Do you want some water? Do you want some water? Do you want some food? Are you hungry? You're hungry? Oh, look what we got. We got some raisins. You want raisins? You know? Yeah, yeah. Success. So that is the biggest downfall, because here's how it goes in working with the program, is that before we start, we have to address the fears. You want more? Come on, baby. We talked about this before. The biggest challenge is the mindset piece. The mindset will take you out in an instant. And we need to recognize that we have fears, doubts, and concerns that get in our way, that prevent us from moving forward, prevent us from playing the game. And this is not only as far as knee pain, but this is in life as well. So we have to address those fears, doubts, and concerns first. We have to get them on the table and see what is real and what is not. And if those beliefs are not real, like, you see that? Jason's back. Let's see if Jason... Hello, Jason? Jason? Okay. I'm not quite sure what's going on with Jason's feed or microphone. Jason, you might want to check your microphone, see what's going on as far as that goes. Okay. But how it goes is if we don't address those fears, doubts, concerns first, and Jason, if you're listening, this is exactly what I would be talking to you right now about, is we have to address the beliefs. The beliefs that are, you know, it's like, oh, I've been told this by this professional, or everybody in my family gets knee pain, or there's nothing I can do, or everything I do causes pain. And we have to get those on the board. We have to deal with those to see what's real and what's not. Once we get those off the board, it's not like they're gone forever. They're going to come back. That's just what happens. So we need to have tools. If we don't have tools and those things come back, then we're going to be left helpless and in the same spot. We're going to be at square one no matter what. So the tools that we use, or the tools that I use working with clients, is the first thing is Rescue Remedy. Rescue Remedy is a flower essence that addresses stress. Because whenever we get these thoughts, it's stress that's coming in our mind. 4 drops underneath your tongue. Every time that comes up, Now, initially, you might be going, whoa, got a ton of stress. This is really consuming my mind. Exactly. That's why we got to address it first. We got to deal with that first. Then the other piece I work with is authentic journaling. That is, you get a pen and you get a pad of paper. Set a timer for 10 minutes. Write down the inner 2-year-old. Anything that's coming out in your head around what's going on with your knees. And you just let it rip. You know, this friggin' knee, and it just doesn't work, and you know, everything I try, it doesn't make sense, and Bill, he doesn't know what he's talking about, and you know, whatever irrational stuff that's coming in your head. Because that's, you know, to be honest, that's how we really think. That's what goes on in our head all the time. And when we don't give it a voice, it creates tension in our body. That tension in our body squeezes on the nerves, right? The source of the knee pain, the neurology that's not in the correct order. When we have a lack of space, thank you. When we have a lack of space, thank you. We have no space for the nerves. The nerves that are the width of an eyelash that are being squeezed, sending a signal to our brain that we have pain. So if we have this thought that squeezes, creates tension in the body, creates more tension, creates more of a thought, we have this doom loop that's going on that creates no space for the nerves and sets up the perfect conditions for the pain to be there. Come here, come here, come on, come here, come on. No space for the nerves, right? We have no space for the nerves, and then it causes more pain, right? The thought that was in her head creates tension. And if you look at it from like a little person's perspective, we function the very same way. We have a thought in our head, creates tension in the body, we get upset. You know, this perpetual cycle. So using the rescue remedy, using authentic journaling gives it a way to begin to move out. Because we can't right now. You want to see the baby? You don't want to see the baby? We can't right now. We aren't able to exercise because the exercise puts us in more pain. So we have to put the exercise on the shelf for a time being. We got to set cover fire for our nervous system, giving it a chance to heal. This is what's crucial and important. So Jason, make special note of this. I know you can hear me, but you can't speak to me right now, but we'll get to you. Next thing we're going to look at is water. Water, nutrition, breathing. That's a second step. Mindset, water, nutrition, breathing, and then we look at comfort. So we're on the second step, water. Body weight, so write this down. Body weight divided by 2 in ounces of water per day. Body weight divided by 2 in ounces of water per day. What that does, yeah, you don't like it. You thirsty? No? You want some, no? You want some food? Are you sure? Person? You want to give some to me? No. You want to sneak here, huh? So your body weight divided by 2 in ounces of water per day. Bottom line, that needs to be the baseline. The reason why? We're addressing the neurology. The body the nervous system is an electrical system. One more. The nervous system is an electrical system. Water conducts electricity. If we don't have enough water in the body, when we go to step 3 and create comfort, we're not able to send that signal to the body in a correct way. Right? Okay, I guess we're going to pick those up after the Google Hangout. You want more? You want more to throw on the floor? You want to get that? You want to try that? So that is number 2. Or the second step, first part, water. Then we look at nutrition. We got to look at some of this. Is it better? Okay. Then we look at nutrition. That's the second part. Nutrition needs to address. What do you want? Want some water? No. We need to address the gut inflammation. Now, Jason, you and I already spoke about the gut inflammation piece. Do you want to go play with your doggy over there? What do you want to do? No. For those of you just joining us, this is the life of a single father with an internet company. The babysitter was sick this morning, and Evie's not doing. She's cutting a tooth, so we're hanging in there. So we're doing our best, and we're hanging in. Do you want your passy? Okay. So okay. Okay. Well, this is the best of what we're doing today. This is what we got to work with. Where'd your passy go? Where's your passy go? There's your passy. You want your passy?
No.
You want your passy? Okay. Nutrition. That's the second piece. We want to address gut inflammation. We want to address the chronic inflammation in the body. When the body's chronically inflamed, it has no resources left to heal what's going on in the knees. So we have a hierarchy of things. The body has to take care of its brain and our torso to keep us alive. It doesn't need your joint to stay alive. That's just the reality and the priority in the body. So if we want to eliminate gut inflammation, I'm a big proponent of paleo. Eliminating grains, dairy, and processed foods initially. It's the least expensive and most effective way to cut down on the white noise of the inflammation in the body and create the space for those nerves. Then we want to look at breathing. When the body experiences pain, it stops breathing. When we experience pain, we immediately want to hold our breath. It's one thing I've been working with Evie on, is that as soon as she starts to cry, she holds her breath. And I just encouraged her. You want to breathe. You want to have a smooth flow of air in through your nose and out through your mouth. Okay, ready? Ready?
No.
No? Okay, we're going to blow past this last piece. So breathing, we want to be aware of the places. You want this? You want to pass it? This is going to be a beautiful Google Hangout. I love this. Okay, so the breathing. We have these places in our movement, especially when we feel pain, where we hold our breath. Holding our breath creates tension. Tension creates lack of space in the body. So Jason, for you, I want you to go to the breathing room in the virtual clinic. In the breathing room, check out Module 2. This is going to be really important. As far as the water and the nutrition, you were pretty dialed in, as far as I can tell. But you'll definitely want to check out the hydration station. There's audios in the virtual clinic. There is also in the nutrition kitchen. There's topics of what I talk about as far as the nutritional piece. So you want to check that out as well. Then okay, so we covered water, nutrition, breathing. We covered mindset. Now we got to look at comfort. And Jason, we're probably going to have a short call to really dial in exactly what you have going on, since the technology wasn't working for us today. But the focus is that everyone talks about strengthening the muscles in the legs. Strengthening the muscles in the legs in the hopes that the knee pain will go away. My father had this saying growing up, and it was a little crass, and Evie will probably have to have earmuffs. But it was, wish in one hand and shit in another and see which one fills up faster. And that's pretty much what it is when we just focus on strengthening the muscles in the legs. Because the fact of the matter, there are no muscles in the knees. There's only tendons and ligaments at best. Fascia, right? If you look on any anatomy chart, check with your doctor, your physical therapist, there are no muscles in the knee. So the understanding is at best a surface level in understanding how to eliminate pain in the knee. What we have to focus on is creating comfort. That is working with the intrinsic movement of the joint, the intrinsic movement that squeezes on those tiny little nerves, the width of an eyelash, causing the pain in the knee. So once and this is a palpable experience, once we create the space by working with the forward and back movement of the knee, the side-to-side movement of the knee, finding comfort, the relief will be immediate. Like you'll get this, the knee will experience this understanding of itself that it hasn't had before. And that's what makes this is the cornerstone of my program, is the passive stretches. Now, Jason, we'll go over those in a little bit. It just, whatever isn't working out today between everything that's going on. So we're rocking it out regardless. Okay. Now, the focus really only needs to be maybe 3 or 4 passive stretches. Those passive stretches are going to create the most comfort in your knee right now, today. That's all we need to focus on. We don't need to look at the past. We don't need to look at the future. We just need to focus on comfort right now, today. And when we do that, what's going to happen is the pain is going to shift. The pain is going to move in the body. And this is where most people get hung up in the mindset, is they think because it moves that it's not working. But on the contrary, it is. Because instead of us creating pain by exercise and not really understanding anything more in the body other than the exercise caused pain, we create comfort and the pain shifts. And we create more comfort and the pain shifts. And more comfort and the pain shifts. So what happens is we begin to create a new reality for your knee and for your body, because comfort becomes a new reality. We're not going into the same pattern over and over and over again of pain, tension, discomfort, more pain, more tension, more discomfort. This is a very different approach. It's revolutionary. No one else out there is talking about it. I see a lot of stuff about rolling out the IT band and exercise, and you do this stretch and you point your toe. Well, this is this and this is that. And it's all well and good in its right timing. And mobility and exercise and strengthening the legs has its time. Not right now. Not when you're in pain. Not when you're trying to get that neurology to fire in the correct order and you're causing more pain. So we got to focus on comfort. So here's the next step. for those watching this Google Hangout or those to be watching this Google Hangout, there's two things you could do. I'm going to put the links in the description of the video. One is join the Knees for Life Inner Circle. That is, you can be in the inner circle, invited into the Google Hangout to interact with me one-on-one. We'll address your specific issue. The idea is we test these out a little bit before the call rather than show up on the call and you have technical issues. But the Knees for Life Inner Circle, you get 2 Google Hangouts a month where I cover a topic. We address the people that show up within the Google Hangout live as if I'm working with you one-on-one, one-on-one coaching client. You get access to the virtual clinic, which are all the videos that I've created over the past 6 years working with one-on-one coaching clients. And then you also get access to a private Facebook page. That's where you have the support from other people who are on the same journey as you, who are suffering with knee pain, who want to get out of knee pain, and are committed to this approach, seeing this approach as being the light at the end of the tunnel, and realizing that the other way to go is going to lead down a path that ends up leading into a knee replacement surgery. So I'm going to put a link to sign up for the Knees for Life Inner Circle in the description of this video as well as a link for a time to talk with me. If you are so moved, if you've heard information here that resonates with you, it's very important. Please don't waste your time or mine if you're so skeptical that you don't believe anything that I'm saying here. Because if you come in with an open mind, then we have something to work with. But if you're already like in this place where there's nothing I could do, then re-listen to the beginning of the video. But I'm going to put a link to an application. You can fill out the application. Going to get a little bit of history of what you have going on, and that'll lead to a page. I'll take some credit card information because, to be honest, there's been a lot of people that scheduled the time and didn't show up. So as long as you show up on the call, it's free. And we will sit down for a half an hour and we'll figure out strategy for you. What is best for your specific knee situation? If I can help you, I will. And if I can't, I'm going to tell you that too. I don't have time, as you can see. We gotta cut to the chase. We gotta do what's most efficient and most effective for you, move you forward, because I have bigger things to do. My dream is to make knee replacement surgery obsolete in my lifetime, and there's a lot of people suffering needlessly with knee pain. So while my daughter Evie is in a good place right now, I want to wrap up the call. I want to thank you so much for your patience. Appreciate everyone's belief in my approach, my program, the mission I'm on, and definitely pass this information out to other people. When I talk to someone, they either have knee pain or they know somebody, a brother, uncle, cousin, sister, who has knee pain as well. So forward this link to this video to someone you know that's suffering with knee pain, because there's no sense. Life is meant to be lived, and there's no sense being limited by something like a knee joint that's preventing you from experiencing life the way you want. Thank you so much. The next Google Hangout is going to be, the 22nd of January. That will be the next Google Hangout. So I look forward to seeing you there. If you join the Knees for Life Inner Circle, then I could potentially be able to work with you then. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you soon.